Ever felt like wealth is something that only happens to others? You see the flashy cars, the glamorous vacations, and think, that's not for me. But what if I told you that true wealth doesn't always come with a spotlight? What if it creeps up on you in the quiet moments of your life? Imagine waking up one day and realizing that you've been building your fortune all along without even noticing. Sounds impossible, right? But I assure you, it's not. As we dive deeper, you might start recognizing signs that you're on the path to financial freedom. You might already be richer than you think. And it's not just about the money in your bank account. It's about mindset shifts, habits that empower you, and the security you're creating for your future. So, what if I told you that the little things you do every day could be paving the way for a wealthier life? What if the choices you make today are setting you up for a future that's brighter than you can imagine? Stick around, because these signs may just change the way you see your own journey to abundance. Changes in financial mindset. Suddenly, I realized that there are countless opportunities out there just waiting for me to seize them. Instead of fretting over what I didn't have, I began to look for ways to create value and generate income. It was liberating, to say the least. Now I make it a point to value financial education. I can't stress this enough. Understanding money isn't just about counting dollars. It's about making informed decisions. I've dived into books, podcasts, and even online courses to learn about investments and the economy. Each new piece of knowledge feels like unlocking a door to a new possibility. It's as if I've upgraded my financial software, and now I can navigate the world of finance with much more confidence. When you think about wealth differently, it influences your actions. I'm more willing to take calculated risks now because I understand the underlying principles of investing. Instead of shying away from challenges, I embrace them, knowing that they can lead to personal and financial growth. I've started to network with like-minded individuals, sharing insights and learning from their experiences, which only reinforces this new mindset. This shift has also made me more aware of my spending habits. I'm not just looking at prices anymore. I'm considering value and return on investment. It's a refreshing change to think about how my purchases can enhance my life, rather than just filling a temporary void. This approach has led me to make more intentional choices, whether it's investing in a course or purchasing a tool that can elevate my productivity. Ultimately, adopting this abundance mentality has transformed my relationship with money. It's no longer a source of stress. It's a tool for growth and opportunity. I feel empowered to pursue my dreams and create the life I desire, all because I chose to see the possibilities instead of the limitations. Stability and financial security. I've set aside enough to cover several months of living expenses, and that sense of security is priceless. Reducing my debt was another game changer. I used to feel trapped by monthly payments and interest rates. It felt like I was on a treadmill, running, but not getting anywhere. By focusing on paying down my debts, I've freed up more of my income for savings and investments. It's like shedding a heavy backpack. I can finally breathe and think clearly about my financial future. With a solid foundation in place, I've shifted my focus to increasing my savings. I've made it a habit to set aside a percentage of my income each month, treating it like a non-negotiable expense. Watching my savings grow is incredibly satisfying, and it motivates me to keep pushing forward. I've also started investing regularly in assets that generate passive income. Knowing that my money is working for me gives me a sense of control over my financial destiny. The freedom that comes from financial stability is empowering. I no longer feel like I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I can make decisions based on what I want to do, not just what I have to do. Whether it's taking a trip or pursuing a passion project, I've got the financial backing to support my choices. It's a wonderful feeling to have options and not feel constrained by my financial situation. Ultimately, building stability and security has transformed my life. It's given me the confidence to pursue my goals and dreams without the constant worry of financial instability. I can focus on what truly matters, knowing that I have a strong financial foundation beneath me. Changes in lifestyle and habits. I've discovered that exploring new places and cultures enriches my life in ways that a new car never could. The memories I create during these experiences are far more meaningful than any item I could buy. This shift in focus has also led me to adopt a more conscious approach to consumption. I have become more mindful of my spending, avoiding impulsive purchases that don't align with my values. Instead, I invest in quality items that truly enhance my life. It's all about making deliberate choices that reflect my priorities, and this has made a significant difference in my financial well-being. In addition to my spending habits, I've also worked on developing healthier routines. I've discovered that taking care of my physical and mental health directly contributes to my financial success. When I'm feeling good, I'm more productive and focused. Whether it's exercising regularly or practicing mindfulness, these habits create a positive feedback loop that boosts my overall well-being and enhances my financial decision-making. I've also learned to prioritize self-development. Investing time in learning new skills or hobbies not only enriches my life, but can also lead to new income opportunities. Whether it's taking a cooking class or learning a new language, these experiences broaden my horizons and can translate into financial benefits down the line. It's amazing how investing in myself pays off in more ways than one. Ultimately, these changes in lifestyle and habits have created a more fulfilling life for me. I'm no longer tied to the cycle of chasing material possessions. Instead, I'm focused on building a life rich in experiences and personal growth. This has not only improved my financial situation, but has also brought me a deeper sense of happiness and contentment, stability, and financial security. Whether it's a sudden car repair or an unforeseen medical expense, having that safety net allows me to handle crises without resorting to high-interest debt or feeling overwhelmed. It's like having a little peace of mind tucked away for rainy days. Reducing and eventually eliminating debt was another game changer for me. I remember the weight of those monthly payments hanging over my head, often dictating my financial decisions and limiting my freedom. Once I took control of my debts, I felt a newfound sense of liberation. I could finally direct my hard-earned money toward savings and investments rather than just servicing loans. The journey wasn't easy, but the satisfaction of seeing my debt decrease month by month was worth every effort. As I focused on building my savings, I made it a point to invest regularly. I realized that putting money aside wasn't enough. I needed my money to work for me. So I began investing in assets that generate passive income. It's fascinating how small, consistent investments can grow over time. Watching my investments compound has been both exciting and motivating. It's not just about having money saved up. It's about creating a financial future that can sustain itself. One of the best parts of achieving financial stability has been the freedom to make choices. With a solid emergency fund and reduced debt, I'm no longer living paycheck to paycheck. This shift has allowed me to pursue opportunities that I wouldn't have considered before. Whether it's taking a course to enhance my skills or even going on a spontaneous trip, I feel empowered to invest in experiences that enrich my life, rather than just accumulating possessions. Lastly, I've learned that financial stability isn't just about the numbers. It's about the peace of mind it brings. Knowing that I have a plan and that I'm taking steps to secure my future gives me a sense of control over my life. It's a continual process, but I'm committed to maintaining the stability and growing my wealth responsibly. Each step I take toward financial security feels like a step toward greater freedom and a more fulfilling life. Constant savings growth and regular investments. At first, it seemed daunting to set aside a portion of my income every month, but I quickly learned the importance of making saving a habit. I started small, setting up an automatic transfer to my savings account right after I received my paycheck. This way, I wasn't tempted to spend that money, and it became a non-negotiable part of my monthly budget. Investing regularly in income-generating assets has also been a significant shift for me. I used to think that investing was only for the wealthy or those with extensive financial knowledge. However, I realized that anyone can start investing, and the earlier, the better. I began by educating myself on different investment vehicles, such as stocks, bonds, and real estate. Gradually, I found a mix that suited my risk tolerance and long-term goals. One of the most rewarding aspects of investing has been the concept of passive income. It's fascinating to think that money can work for me while I focus on other areas of my life. Each dividend payment or rental income check I receive feels like a little victory, reinforcing the idea that I'm building something that will pay off in the long run. It's a reminder that my efforts today will lead to financial freedom tomorrow. I also made it a point to review my savings and investment strategy regularly. The financial landscape is constantly changing, and what worked for me last year might not be the best approach today. By staying informed and being willing to adjust my strategy, I can maximize my savings growth and ensure that my investments are aligned with my goals. This proactive approach keeps me engaged and motivated in my financial journey. Ultimately, the combination of constant savings growth and regular investments has transformed my financial outlook. I no longer fear financial uncertainty. Instead, I embrace the opportunities that come my way. It's about creating a legacy for myself and my family where my financial decisions today pave the way for a more secure and prosperous future. Changes in lifestyle and habits. Instead of spending my hard-earned money on the latest gadgets or flashy cars, I began prioritizing trips to new places or taking classes that piqued my interest. Each journey taught me something new and enriched my life in ways that a new smartphone never could. I found that the memories I created during these adventures were far more rewarding than any item I could buy. This change in perspective also extended to how I approached my daily spending habits. I became much more conscious of where my money was going. I learned to resist the temptation of impulsive purchases, instead opting to invest in things that genuinely enhanced my quality of life. Whether it was choosing to dine at a local restaurant for a unique culinary experience or investing in a workshop to learn a new skill, these decisions brought me joy and fulfillment that possessions never managed to provide. In addition to valuing experiences over things, I started to develop healthier habits that positively impacted my overall well-being. I began exercising regularly and focusing on my mental health, which not only improved my physical state, but also my productivity. I found that when I felt good, my motivation skyrocketed, allowing me to focus more on my financial goals and work on my career aspirations. The connection between a healthy lifestyle and financial success became increasingly clear to me. Moreover, I discovered the power of mindfulness in my everyday life. By being present and aware of my choices, I became better equipped to make decisions aligned with my long-term objectives. This mindfulness practice helped me recognize the difference between wants and needs, leading me to prioritize investments that enhanced my life rather than detracted from it. It was as if I had turned on a new lens through which to view my finances, allowing me to see the bigger picture. Ultimately, cultivating a lifestyle focused on experiences and healthy habits not only enriched my life, but also set me on a path towards greater financial stability. As I embraced this new way of living, I found myself more energized and motivated to pursue my financial goals, reinforcing the idea that personal well-being and financial health go hand in hand. You know, it's fascinating how wealth can creep up on us when we least expect it. Just think about it. Are you investing in yourself? Are you making smarter financial choices? If you're nodding along, congratulations. You might be closer to financial freedom than you realize. But let's hit the pause button for a second. Have you ever stopped to consider how your mindset shapes your journey? Wealth isn't just about the numbers in your bank account. It's about your attitude toward money. Are you viewing setbacks as lessons or roadblocks? That perspective could be your secret weapon. And what about your habits? Are you saving consistently, even if it's a small amount? That's a sign of financial growth. Every dollar saved is a step closer to your goals. Now let's take a moment to reflect. What steps can you take today to further nurture this wealth-building mindset? Can you identify one habit to enhance or one belief to shift? Remember, the journey to financial freedom isn't a sprint. It's a marathon, and every small step counts. So keep your eyes peeled for those signs. You're on a path. Embrace it, and let's keep moving forward together. What's your next move?